Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UK League Championship as we will be going into our third game of the day. It's going to be Phelan taking on BTXL. Not a lot of stakes really in this game as far as the standings go. BTXL, obviously, their main goal is to win so they can go 14-0 and kind of really put their kind of stamp back down on the UK scene. Because last year, Fnatic Rising, it was all about them. But Fnatic didn't have an undefeated season. If BTXL can reclaim their title at the top of the UK and doing it undefeated, it's such a big statement to these other teams.
Absolutely is. And for that reason, I feel like the stakes are pretty high on this one. It's obviously expected to go XL favored. They've had a really strong split so far. They've been our top team. They've managed to handle every single challenger coming at them. And Phelan by no means are the strongest challenger they have faced. As much as Phelan have improved over the split, they aren't quite on the level of the likes of Fnatic, Barrage, or Envision. But we'll see. We'll see. This is an opportunity for them to throw everything they got at XL, see if it works. But it could be the 14-0 split for XL, which would be a huge achievement. First time it's ever happened for them as an organization in the UK. So definitely a big achievement and a confident boost going into those playoffs.
Yeah, and obviously they have locked themselves in a spot, but they still haven't locked themselves a spot in at the European Masters. So they're locked in for playoffs, but they still need to make it to finals. So obviously all eyes on them really. It'd be almost whoever plays into them, I should say Envision playing into them. So if Envision can beat them in the playoffs, then it's a massive upset for like the whole region, because BTXL are looking like our strongest team. So for them, it's obviously get here nice and clean. Don't really show too much going into the playoffs, and then at playoffs, just get yourself a nice and clean 2-0 win over Envision. But we'll have to see. We'll be loading into Champ Select nice and soon. We get to go and see what everybody is going to be picking up here. Because what are you expecting coming into this picks and bans?
In all honesty, it's hard to say. We could end up getting some spicy picks coming out from both sides, because I think XL very much do want to round out their perfect split. But Phelan, we could see varying levels. They may want to just heavily play for that upset, take this as seriously as possible, prioritize the typical picks we saw from them, leaning on the likes of the Ziggs for Dragain, which was very successful, the Aphelios for Jack Spectra. Or they could just want to put on a little bit of a show, play some fun picks, and maybe go for some cheese, similar to how Demise did, and see what happens. But we'll have to see when we get into the Champ Select as to what they're going to pick.
All right, well, Syndra is a pretty standard ban there. Is going to get taken away by Phelan. We've seen that quite a lot. Flexible pick, pretty dangerous. Now, the Ornn is a potential ban here for XL. They do go for that as well, so they don't want to be dealing with that. We'll see whether or not the Senna as well is bannable, or if BTXL want to get their hands on it. We'll find out. We'll have to see.
I feel like the Senna likely to be one banned away. And actually, the set going to come out denied away from Sendo. Still functions technically as a flex, but not going to let that one put in their hands. And no real surprises. The Senna comes around. Fasting Senna, really powerful. The flexibility of it, a big strength in what you can pair it up with. And then the Callista going to be the final ban away. Again, something that could be flexed. I think that's true of every single champion that's banned here, apart from the Senna. So just showing that flexible picks offer a lot of strength in that regard.
One last ban here for BTXL. What are they going to ban away? Normally it is the Syndra on the red side, so they can kind of go for something a little bit more targeted.
Aphelios potentially works, or the Draven away from Jack Spectra. But actually going to go for the Yuumi away from Raisins. So Ezreal Yuumi not going to be functioning as a combo. And we'll see what Phelan want to prioritize. Aphelios would be a big first pick for Jack Spectra in this situation. Could even go for the Ziggs in all honesty, because it is something that XL have shown they're willing to play. It is something that Dragain will play, but it's going to be the Aphelios they take. And now XL looking to counteract. Ziggs, again, high priority pick that they could take up in this rotation. And I think that's one of the big strengths of Ziggs, is that not only is a flex, but he's a pretty solid blind. It's quite hard to punish him. We saw that in last game up against the Diana. The Satchel really good against melee champions. And then you have a pretty good range advantage, even against range champions, to sort of just farm safely and not be threatened. And it is going to get locked in by XL. No real surprises. And also just a good job of threatening a mobile AD carries with that ultimate. The Gragas going to come around for Taxa. It's a jungler that we've seen banned away in like the last sort of 3-4 weeks, quite a bit in the first rotation. But since then, there's been a lot of picks being prioritized instead. And Gragas has started to fly through bans, and it's being prioritized heavily as a result. But Olaf can come in as a pretty solid pick to sort of counteract that, at least in the early levels.
We'll have to see what they want to be kind of putting down in this bot lane to go along with that Aphelios. Obviously, the Braum is a standard pick. It's like offers a lot of safety. Also, sometimes we see stuff like the Tom Kench. Hovering the Bard currently here for Raisins is offers you a fair amount of poke and a decent engage if you can kind of catch people out with that Cosmic Radiance. And just catch, not Cosmic Radiance, that's Nautilus, but not Nautilus, that's Tarek. But Nautilus is locked in, so they're offering more into a CC-oriented comp here, kind of lock down these members and try to blow them up. Remember, the Ziggs is technically a flex pick as well. So it might go bot lane, it might go mid lane. We'll have to see where it goes. And now it's over to the side of BTXL. Do they want to pick up a support now? It's going to be the Morgana. We've seen Kasing play this a few times and to some seriously solid success as well.
Yeah, I mean, I remember they did play earlier in the split at a perfect opportunity up against Fnatic when they were playing sort of heavy CC dive. It's less so a sort of factor here because obviously it's not super effective against the Olaf. The Black Shield's great at stopping the slow from the axes, but the binding's obviously limited effectiveness against the ult. But still, a decent pick, focusing to sort of mitigate that effectiveness in terms of CC. We see the LeBlanc banned away from Dragain. Could see that, yeah, the Yasuo, because obviously if Ziggs can flex the bot lane and Gragas Yasuo in the mid would be really challenging for Dragain to deal with, especially with that LeBlanc already taken away. Now, could see the Zoe also come out in this situation or could look towards the top side of the map. There's a lot of options open and available, but critically here, I think XL have the slight edge in the fact that the Ziggs is a flex pick, whereas we know where all of these picks from Phelan are going to go almost definitely.
Almost definitely. Anyway, now that's going to be the Aurelia ban as the final ban here. Seen a kind of resurgence in Aurelia in the last few days here in the UKLC. Our final week kind of arcing back to last year for the 2019 season where Aurelia was pretty much like the most contested pick throughout the entire season.
I think the critical thing is the item changes to Blade of the Moon King and the Hydras. And on top of that as well, melee champions do more damage to towers, plates being worth more. Just a lot of value when you sort of look towards punishing a lane and getting those plates down. Now, Caitlyn Morgana going to come out. Pretty strong combo that we typically see quite a bit last year. Not so much this patch. And obviously does well into the Aphelios in terms of range advantage. And then all you have to do is just mitigate the Nautilus from finding any engages. We'll see how Phelan go. Looking towards a mid laner and a top laner coming out here.
All right, well, that's going to be the Kai'Sa picked up there for Jack Spectra in the bot lane and Deadly obviously with the Caitlyn.
I think you're missing something here.
Kai'Sa, wait.
This could well be a Kai'Sa mid in this situation, going for like an AP poke build.
I was like, what am I missing out? The Caitlyn Morg? Yeah, I know it's a strong combo. Oh, wait, there's an Aphelios locked in. So with the Aatrox locked in, that does mean that we're most likely going to see this Kai'Sa go mid lane here. Yeah. And now XL, what is their answer?
Well, they've already got Ziggs into that, so its question is what they're going to play in the top lane. They could just go for the Gangplank. Depends really what Sendo wants to take in this situation. I think Gangplank probably works. It offers an element of protection to the bot lane, who could potentially be set up and dive. Good weak side champion. But actually going to go for the Fiora, so throwing down the gauntlet quite a bit. Fiora, the Korean counter to Aatrox. When Aatrox did start getting played, when he was reworked, people would play Fiora into it as a counter to sort of find success in the split push. And this does mean that we're now in a situation where BTXL have great wave clear, great siege potential in their 4-man, a lot of disengage as well with the Gragas, and they can just let the Fiora go into a side lane and consistently apply that pressure if she gets a lead over Bear Tree.
It's a really interesting matchup as well, because obviously you can use your Q to dodge away from the Darkened Blade. It's quite a long wind-up time. And even if you're unable to dodge it, you can then use the Riposte as well to block some of the damage. So it's actually a really interesting matchup here. Obviously, Sendo is going to have to be playing pretty well to pull it off, like, to a T, but even so, it should have a pretty decent matchup into Bear Tree here. And both of these laners have quite a lot of sustain, so the fights will be fairly drawn out as well. So it might be down to jungle intervention to really kind of fire off this lane.
Yeah, and I think I am looking towards Taxa to be applying that pressure on the top side. Bot and mid are good if they're self-sufficient. Special does fine into Kai'Sa because he outranges, got good wave clear. Bot lane, Caitlyn Morg is a really strong 2v2, especially against the likes of Aphelios and Nautilus. Nautilus is going to have a limited effectiveness against the Morgana. If they can sort of see some interruption ran by the jungler in this situation, then very much they can sort of look to turn it around. I think that's the critical thing to take away from this. is if Sawyer can sort of find some pressure on the Olaf. But if he can't, then really your bot side of the map is going to be fine on their own, and you can just apply pressure that Aatrox, look to consistently farm him and set him up so that the Fury is super strong. Aatrox actually better go and grasp in this situation. So obviously, maybe feeling that the trades up against Sendo will be favored more if you can get that big, powerful auto attack with the grasp and the passive proc on it. But ultimately, this isn't going to be a fun matchup for Battery. And if Sendo does snowball, it gives a very easy win condition.
Does indeed. Actually, Dark Harvest for Dragain on the Kai'Sa. So assuming this is going to be like that kind of W max poke Kai'Sa.
The ARAM Kai'Sa that you play could end up being full AP, but probably more likely going to be like the hybrid build we typically see with a lean towards AP, so that you get all the evolutions is the big thing. But we can see when it pans out, because this typically isn't something that I've seen played, at least.
Well, our teams are grouping up. You can see that the side of Phelan, 5 members strong, making their way down towards the bot lane. XL has spread out, though, for a defensive start. Maybe they're looking for a cheeky pick early here. Beartree's going to kind of helm the lead. She's Sawyer. They haven't been seen yet. And now Deadly slowed down momentarily. Raisins, not going to flash. Does go for it, and Deadly flashes. Felt like Raisins was just a little bit too slow on that response.
Well, the critical thing was Raisins actually got body blocked there by Sawyer. So Sawyer actually blocked his pathing, so he's had to flash in that situation. Wait, Xing could be in trouble, though, here.
Yeah, Xing's actually getting run down. Does have special kind of blocking up for him momentarily. His Raisin's flashless. Means that Dredge Line's going to be quite hard to connect. And Phelan, they place a couple of wards. They clear out some of their own. But overall, they didn't really gain too much then. It looks like XL's response is they're just going to invade blue side.
Yeah, they're going to get this blue pretty free. It could end up in a map split, which, I mean, it's going to be so rough for Battery, by all means.
Well, that was actually a really bad place for the Vital to spawn there. So he kind of hugged the wall and just meant he wasn't able to get that.
Yeah, and Phelan are going to react to get the blue buff. They're aware of this, but this could end up turning into a map split, which means you can pressure the Caitlyn Morg. So I remember the last time we saw Caitlyn Morg last split, they actually got destroyed. I believe it's actually XL playing into them, and they just...
Things looking to steal this one away. The smite's going to get used by Sawyer, and Deadly's closing in. Sawyer has to be so careful. The binding connects. You can try and pressure them all you like, but you're just getting pressured out of the map here. Deadly does not have that flash, and Raisins is looking for the hook, but unable to get it. There's too many walls, too many corners to work around, and Sawyer has been chunked out there.
Critically, they get the heal from Deadly as well, so hurting him quite a bit in terms of summoners already. This Caitlyn down in a bit of a rough position.
I think once Sendo gets the Executioner's calling, he's going to be a lot more happy in this lane to kind of deal with Beartree. But the push in this bot side is going to be going in favor of Phelan at the moment, as Dragain actually found something onto special, not able to proc the passive there, does finally find it. So he gets a nice trade with him.
And Doran's Blade on Dragain means he has a little bit of sustain from that. To get back in a comfortable position. Now, Battery just trying to farm with a Q. Not having fun in this matchup. Got to be really cautious as the wave gets pushed in that he could be dived, but they have vision on Taxa. They know where he is, so Battery should just be able to pick this wave up moderately comfortably, we'll say.
All right, all in all, XL are up in gold, obviously mostly down towards this top side, because Sendo, gigantic CS lead early here into Beartree. Beartree has this wave crashing into him, though, so he will be able to catch most of this. Sendo with a solid start here, maybe just go for a bit of a cheetah recall. No, but Beartree's going to have to deal with this wave for a little whiles now.
Yeah, could reset here, get potentially 1 or 2 Doran's Blades, or even just the Executioners. Reset, get back in lane, and look to bully him out. Battery will catch this, but it's not going to make up for that big CS discrepancy. And this is the thing that hurts from that sort of map split that ended up coming out, is that Battery had to play so safe and respectful.
Oh, good bind, good flex shield on there, but Deadly stood still, so I'm assuming there was a bit of a disconnect there.
Apparently a Windows update for Deadly.
Oh, that's such unfortunate timing. Okay, yeah. So I was wondering, I was like, Deadly's out of here. And then he just got hooked. I was like, wait, he's standing still. What's he doing?
Yeah. Bit unfortunate for XL. We'll see what comes of this, but ultimately, it's looking to apply pressure on the bot lane. Deadly no summoners, so in a bit of a rough spot right now. 1/3 HP and Jack Spectre critically. So the spell shield came in, but it doesn't actually absorb that much at level 1. It's only like a base of 60, I believe. It's getting buffed on 10.6, and the Nautilus can essentially destroy most of it with his hook, which he does max, and then they can destroy the spell shield or to attack Deadly to get the root and then follow up that.
Okay, it looks like should be sorting this out momentarily. Sendo actually on his base went for the longsword and the rejuvenation beads. So he's actually opting into the Hydra build as quick as possible. So he doesn't go for the kind of laning prowess of getting like an extra Dorans or even the kind of the dueling prowess that the Executioner's Calling offers. Wants to get his Hydra as quick as possible, just so he's able to clear out these waves and just constantly shove and bully Bear Tree around in the lane.
Okay, so it looks like they're discussing it, and
they're actually going for a real gentleman's agreement here.
Phelan are going to let Deadly go, but because Ignite was used, Thing is going to trade Exhaust to make it even. So they've actually made a gentleman's agreement here.
That's yeah. I like that gentleman's agreement.
So we'll see that play out in front of our eyes in a second when they do unpause.
Yeah, so if anyone's tuning in, they're like, why are we in the middle of a pause? And they just see an exhaust and everyone walk away when it looks like a free as hell kill on Deadly. That's why.
There you go. There is the example of it. So traded off the summoners to make it fair, but Deadly just survived because he shouldn't be in that situation. Still got chunked out, so definitely a hit to him. But that could have happened anyway with the trade coming in. But ultimately, Deadly doesn't go down. Some fair play, some good sportsmanship from Phelan in this situation. Obviously, could have just killed him if they really wanted to.
They don't want to be that guy, though.
I mean, especially when...
In solo queue, it's perfectly fine to kill someone if they DC.
Well, I mean, I've seen people let them go in solo queue. I think it varies as well, because at high elo, you're more likely to know the people in the other team. It just depends what sort of player you are. It depends what sort of player you are, whether you want to let that one go. But in competitive, you know, situations like this can happen.
I saw the power of the riposte into the Infernal Chains, but Sendo actually does lose out on that one because the Umbral Dash by Bear Tree means he's able to dodge away. Big Wave's pushing into Sendo here. Still got, obviously, a lot of regeneration on his health, so he should be fine for the moment. Bear Tree's just going to walk the wave up. Sendo should catch out on this wave and actually pull himself even further ahead of Bear Tree in the CS department. He's trying to hold the wave a little bit further away from the tower.
Doesn't try and get it to freeze. But yeah, good push in from Bear Tree, and he's doing pretty well in this lane, all things considered. Now, this is a one that eventually the Fiora will just raw out scale in, as Fiora does against almost any champion. And without jungle pressure, Bear Tree can sort of hold his own in this scenario with some good plays.
Yeah, actually going in for the fight here. Fraser, the riposte misses it out. We did see a little something break out on the bot lane as well, but it looks like we weren't going to get too much there. Taxo did try and jump in on to Dragain.
We haven't seen a ton from this mid lane yet, from this Kai'Sa. Picked up the pickaxe, so likely go in the mirror mana to get the triple evolve. But with the Dark Harvest, indicates very heavily that it's going to be going pretty heavy in the AP department. You could actually skip out the Ginsus, and you would still get your E-evolve, but not your Q-evolve. Actually, you would eventually get your Q-evolve just from the mirror mana. So could go, you know, mirror mana into Nash's Tooth if you wanted to heavily invest into the AP side of things, and your triple evolve would come later, but with Berserker Greaves and Nash's and some level XP, level attack speed, sorry, you'd get enough to evolve it. But we'll see what build Dragain opts to go. I think just the interesting hit thing here is the Dark Harvest for how that'll play out later on. Obviously hasn't been able to proc it yet.
Would have been quite a long one. This time, Deadly's able to walk away from the hook. We'll have to see what Dragain's upgrades would be. Obviously, it'd be quite a lengthy build to go. You wouldn't get any upgrades for a while, and Kai'Sa's quite reliant, especially on the likes of an E upgrade, because obviously the movement speed is just... sorry, not the movement speed. The invisibility is just so strong.
Yeah, I think Ian Vol's a pretty important one. Q less so. I feel it is nice at the up close circumstances, but I don't think you necessarily need it. Again, actually looking though special here.
Yeah, but they're just going to flash forward, put all that damage onto him. Special is low already, and that is first blood to Jack Spectra.
Yeah, first blood to Jack Spectra. Good engage there. You can see Special wanted to defend his blue buff, but they collapse on him. Raisins goes for the strong engage, and they're able to capitalize.
Binding's going to go out by Kasing, but it's not going to find its mark. That first blood actually doesn't really alleviate too much here. It gives over a 600 gold lead over to the side of Phelan, but we still got top lane heavily up in farm. But all the other lanes are actually doing pretty good. The Kai'Sa's staying even to the Ziggs currently, and that wave just caught before it got to reset fully into the tower though, so
you can see that wave.
There's too many minions.
You can see that massive lead though in the bot lane, and part of that is from obviously the Windows update for Deadly, which put out the game, forced the recall, but also that kill coming in clutch. All in coming in now though.
Yeah, Deadly has taken some serious damage in the response there. Jack misses out on the snipe. And Deadly trying to put something back in, but he has got his bot lane coming in. His jungler's coming down. They use the Moonlight Vigil already. Taxa throws out the cask, and that's Jack Spectra flashing away.
Yeah, good cast spin. So summon a spell, and that's the critical thing in this situation.
Grand Challenge has been used, and the World Ender. Sendo trying to find those procs. Doesn't quite get it off. Actually, he's going to get himself the healing, and Beatrice has to be so careful. A lot of sustain in the extended trade, though. Sendo, it's going to be fairly comfortable now. It looks like Special might be getting ganked by Sawyer mid lane now, though. Has still got himself his satchel, so it'd be quite hard to pin down with satchel and flash.
Yeah, lacks a little bit of synergy here, because obviously you have no hard CC on the Olaf to set up the engage from Dragain with the ultimate. I actually expected Sawyer to come top lane there. I feel like Sendo made a mistake in this situation by forcing that fight when you know your jungler's bot side. They are going to eventually look for it, but I think Sendo just walked this one out.
Yeah, he's got riposted. They've used the Ragnarok, actually. They're committing. The flashes burnt both sides.
I think that was a little bit greedy.
As long as possible, but Sawyer flashes onto him and it's just too risky.
Little greedy from Sawyer, honestly. Like, you have to anticipate Sender will flash there, and using your own flash to hopefully get the insta-kill, it's very unlikely that will happen. You end up trading summoners when you could have found an advantage. And I feel like Sendo did misplay in the fact that he was going very aggressive with the Grand Challenge against Beatrice when Taxa had just shown bot. That is when Sawyer should have punished him, but Sawyer didn't opt to come up at that moment. And as a result, Dragon also... Wait, did Dragon get stolen?
I actually have no idea. We missed that.
No, that was ages ago. Wait, I saw them run the Dragon and I was just completely lost focused. But yeah, BTXL able to make that play on the bot side, get the flash. Potentially looking to recapitalize on that.
Well, the Infernal Soul's up in a minute, so yeah, it was a while ago. I think we just missed out on that one. Special's doing a good job to kind of poke Dragain out, but Dragain's got this blue buff, so he's able to kind of spam abilities to clear out the waves. And he's A-okay momentarily as Deadly just looking to kind of catch the farm out. It looks like the trade for the Dragon and the Rift Herald is going to get started, and BTXL maybe just looking for a dive. Beatrice actually popped the World Ender. They're going to wait momentarily. They use a lot of CC. They get the binding off. The cast gets used, and in comes the ace in the hole. Deadly finds himself the kill. Great dive there by XL. They will lose the Rift Herald for this, but they're going to get some plates and try and get some damage as a response, as Mega Inferno Bomb's going to get used top side to clear out some of this wave, but actually most of it survives. This means Jack is going to be able to start up on this turret with the Rift Herald in the pocket of Sawyer. Should just be first turret blood over to Phelan.
Nah, they'll have to wait for the next wave here. Actually, they're not actually going to do so, so Sawyer's going to take some tower hits.
Sendo might actually be able to take out this Rift Herald, or at least a lot of this Rift Herald's health. Maybe able to do something here. He's trying to buy some space for his team, but now he's getting dived. The Grand Challenge is used. The teleport's going to get used as well. That is the end of the top laner. The Rift Herald will die. A Special has to flash out. The turret's been used. He's used the satchel charge. Beatrice will survive as the turret goes down, and they find themselves a 2-kill lead and a turret over to the side of Phelan. XL only answer out by getting the Infernal Drake on the other side of the map. And our third game in a row, we have a Cloud Soul on the map.
Yeah, critical error there coming out from XL. Sendo feeling super confident to not get dived because he had the riposte, but ultimately you can only block one CC, and there was a lot afforded to Phelan. Special TPs in, but Battery answers, and they end up getting both of those kills and the tower. So pretty big mistake. It's allowing Dragain to get a tower plate in the mid lane. So just good things for Phelan so far.
Seeing Dragain just going to push up this wave here as well, so deny some gold from the likes of Special now working towards his Luna's Echo. That's when he starts to really kind of take over the lane here on the Ziggs. It's Luna's Echo just gives him so much wave clear and so much kind of raw base damage to work with.
Yeah, and it allows you to cut through the waves. And the critical thing is that your bouncing bomb kills casters with just one Q with the Luden's proc as well. So really good wave shoving and control. Now Blue's going to get handed off to Special just as it's on a wave clear. Rest of feeling they're leaning towards bot.
Deadly's going to try and clear the wave out. He's placing the traps, putting some damage in response. They get the damage off the bombs there. Raisins goes golden. Dragain may just get himself caught out. Deadly finds a kill. Fantastic play by him to handle that dive. Even uses the ace in the hole. Holds the tower, holds his life, and gets himself the wave. Great play there by BTXL.
Yeah, Stopwatch not going to do much in that situation. Against a Caitlyn. Can easily just put that trap down, and as soon as Stopwatch ends, you're going to get taken out. So ultimately, the dive kind of destined to fail with the rest of XL in position to react to that one. Sawyer looking to go challenge Taxa here, but the backup from XL's bot lane is there, so won't be able to find any sort of defense. And I think they're just going to hand off this tower in the bot lane to Deadly. All the plays as well, because obviously pre-14 minutes had been picked up. So XL looking to find themselves back in this game quite a fair amount. They're now even in goal, but Sender could be in trouble.
Sender doesn't have flash for a long time still, as that's going to be the ultimate used there by Sawyer. Sendo actually getting caught out top lane. He's going to go down to Bear Tree, trying to heal up momentarily. Does obviously have the Grand Challenge heal, but Bear Tree finds the kill. In mid lane, Sawyer was just being too aggressive on to Special.
Just gets demolished. Olaf, not too tanky right now, has got a tankier build, but the amount of damage afforded to BTXL can easily blow through him when he's isolated. You may not be able to CC him, but you can definitely kill him. Now, Dragain just going to catch his wave mid. Both teams roughly even, little 500 gold lead for Phelan right now. And Dragain still looking to scale up. Obviously got the mirror mana. Amp Tome doesn't really suggest where he's going with that second item. Again, Ginsu's Rage Blade is a typical one from bot lane Kai'Sa, but it's a little bit different with the Dark Harvest and seeing it in the mid lane.
Yeah, Special's able to clear through these waves nice and easily in the mid lane as he's getting sieged on 2 by 2. As Jack Spectre's catching some waves in the bot side of the map. Deadly doing what Deadly does best and just kind of AFK farming away from his team. Got the Infinity Edge finished up for himself, so he's got his first kind of major item. Obviously still needs to get a few more before Caitlyn really falls into its stride.
XL potentially looking to set up and get this top lane tower. Tree backing away, again, playing a little bit reserved. He does have his jungle and his support moving though. They might be able to defend this on the back of that. XL being a little bit cautious as a result.
Well, he's going to try and look for a trap onto Bear Tree. Doesn't quite find it. The binding also goes wide, so Deadly only gets a little bit of damage down to this tower with Sawyer and Raisins also there. It's a 3 versus 3. Jack Spectre was making his way up as well, so it gets a little bit harder. Obviously, that Mega Inferno bomb has some increased range to work with. But now they should be able to defend this tower as their AD carry and support are in the lane.
Okay, so we are seeing the more AP come out from Dragain right now. He is actually going to forego the evolve onto his E, but is going to eventually get it onto his Q thanks to the AD from the mirror mana, but typically going towards the AP build, building the Lumens out as his next item with that Lost Chapter in the pocket. And at that point, when you have your evolved W, that's when you're going to be doing a lot of damage. That's when you're going to be able to reset your W. 70% cooldown reduction if you land it onto a champion, put you in a really good spot.
You were talking about this with the AP Kai'Sa recently to me, actually, when you were saying that you can actually proc your passive with 2 Ws if you land it onto the same target once you've got enough CDR.
Yeah, that's the critical thing, is you can proc your own passive on them, which does a ton of damage to sort of anyone. And obviously the passive does scale with AP.
Ooh. They look at the turn on to Deadly. Deadly gets caught out by the Black Shield. They use the Moonlight Vigil, doesn't quite land. Kasing goes golden and Sawyer's getting run down. Beartree's trying to find the opening. The ace in the hole is going to land on to Sawyer. Some space is being bought and Taxa throws out the cast, catching out to Jack Spectra, but he's already used it. That's the binding into the bomb. Goodbye, Jack Spectra. A 2-0 team fight over to the side of XL.
So an overcommit coming out from Phelan, thinking they can take down Deadly in that situation. But ultimately, the Black Shield, the protection for the team enough, and Sawyer just unable to find the damage down, the exhaust as well, critically stopping Deadly from going down. And it means easy turnaround, the ult from Special, little alley-oop to finish them off. And XL up in gold now quite significantly, moving on to that Herald right now.
Yeah, so with the second Herald in the game, it's the first one went over to the side of Phelan. They got first turret blood with it. And now they're looking to get this Herald for themselves, maybe opening to crack open the mid lane. As it does look like Beartree's moved over towards the Cloud Drake and he's starting that up for his team. So at least it'll be a trade of these neutral objectives. Phelan will go equal here. And we're quite a way away from Soul. Both team a dragon apiece. 17 minutes into this game. It's been more about the kind of scrapping and the turrets than it has been about these dragons this game.
Absolutely has. And with XL having a dragon earlier on, it means that they're still quite away from Soul if they want to use that as a potential objective. Soul pretty good on their composition. Olaf and Aatrox benefit from it quite a bit, but ultimately unlikely to change the sort of state of this game right now. XL, decent amount ahead, and they're just playing around Deadly, moving him and Kasing around the map, sieging towers, take them out. Special actually going to TP into the top lane, so applying pressure there to get the wave set up. And they're going to all lean towards this mid lane tower to try and get that one down. Remember, it only needs to be a little bit lower for that satchel from Ziggs just to destroy it.
Ace in the hole comes out. It's going to get tanked up by, I think that was Dragain that took that actually. So the charge will come down and that'll be the end of the turret. They may try and work this one forward because they saved the satchel. The bomb goes down. That actually half heals Jack Spectra. Does get a bit of a heal off though. And now into the backline, you can see Sawyer's trying to buy some space. The Moonlight Vigil does land onto one. Into the cast. Sawyer is low. Kasing still golden. Kasing flashes away. Beartree flashes forward. Finds himself one kill. It's still Phelan walking away with his team fight. The killer instinct's available to Dragain, but not feeling like he's wanting to go in onto Deadly here. But that's the flash forward by Jack Spectra. Finds himself an easy kill. Taxa's low HP and Raisins is chasing for more. He's going to use the depth charge. The ultimate's still been saved here by Dragain, and Dragain actually not wanting to pull the trigger at all. He's just too low. Dodging out on the Void Seeker there for the side of Taxa as well. A massive turnaround for Phelan.
Yeah, I think Ziggs just insta-kills you if you go in on him. He tried to find the Void Seeker on Taxa, but does get spotted out and it's able to be dodged. Fight in favor once again of XL, and critically, Sender wasn't even there. Sender was getting to a tower in the bot lane.
Sender,
they
I
still
think,
went
just
out.
accidentally found Dragain.
Went fishing, found a fish. Dragain going to go down there, and means they're going to be able to apply more pressure. Now, the tower in the mid lane is actually low enough. A satchel alone would finish it off. So a Special can move up close to it, get that opportunity, he would be able to destroy it. But right now, playing a little bit reserved without the support of his team. Going to go for a reset. I believe should be able to finish off his Leandri's here. Just further increases that poke damage available. Actually, not even going for the full Leandri's. Happy with the Madness. It's passive. He's just going to pick up that large rod, working towards that Rabadons.
Phelan just going to clear out some of the vision around the Baron pit. With the double AD carries and the Olaf, Phelan have an insanely fast Baron. Kaiser now got the Luden's Echo for Dragain. We'll see where his next item is, if he goes for the Nash's now, or if it is just flat AP getting built here on the Kaiser. Bomb's actually coming down here. They're going to try and steal that away. Almost steals it. Dragain will pick up the blue buff.
Now, fully stacked Mirror Mana and that Luden, so Kai's in a pretty good spot in terms of poke potential with those Void Seekers. Remember, the Mirror Mana procs off the Void Seekers because it's a single target spell. So a lot of potential to sort of lay down some damage at long range, but obviously up against...
Upgraded his Q?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
A lot of AD from the Mirror Mana, and obviously you get some from leveling as well. Doesn't hit that W. Hasn't evolved his W yet, which is a critical thing, so doesn't get that reduced cooldown. Needs a bit more AP for that one. But he's going to keep fishing for those. And right now, XL looking to push up and siege. Special leaves very little damage to get the satchel in here. One auto.
Yeah, got a range.
And
There we go.
Yeah.
Although you saw how much damage Taxa took from just one W.
Yeah. And
From
obviously,
Jane.
when people are sieging, it's so dangerous because everyone's grouped up in a lane. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. And if you hit one, you get this reduced cooldown. You can throw another. You can just keep chaining them. It's also going to make it very hard for XL to ever go for Baron because he can check it with the Void Seeker. And if you're trapped in the Baron pit as well, really easy to keep chaining those. Now, he has bought an Amp Tome, and I'd like to check. I think this means Dragain has his W upgraded. Yeah, now has it upgraded. So this is where the AP Kaiser really comes online.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do a lot of poke damage here. Obviously, no attack speed, so no boot upgrades. No E upgrade. Yeah, the supercharge won't give him that invisibility, which is obviously going to be one of the weaker things. But with this build, he's going to be looking to stack a lot of cooldown reduction, which for Dragain means that he's going to be able to use his E more regularly. Kasing, no Sawyer's there. He's holding that binding. It actually gets dodged out. Sawyer flashes forward onto Kasing. The Black Shield's been used on Deadly, and Kasing has to go golden as he uses the ultimate. But oh my lord, Jack Spectre just chunks Deadly with a crit.
I think we're getting a bit of a bug. This is spectator only, obviously, but Dragain's Void Seekers keep coming out invisible.
Oh.
You see?
Yeah.
So,
what the hell?
So it's just a spectator bug. It's going to make things a little tricky, but if you see randomly people get Kaiser stacks and take a ton of damage, that's why.
I'm just going to see, because I've got to open up on my monitor. It wasn't invisible earlier, and now it's invisible for me.
Maybe it's after the AP upgrade. But obviously,
Yeah,
in-game, they would instantly pause if this was an issue in-game, so rest assured, they are visible in-game. It's just a spectator bug. It's going to make it a little bit trickier to follow the poke from Dragain, but we'll just have to look out. Have to look out for the passive stacks and also the big bursts of damage.
You just have to see someone's health bar get chunked, and you know they've been probably hit by Dragain.
Yeah.
Is he going to shoot another one? Oh, there we go. Actually, like, massive props to our observer there. He actually almost invisibly
there's another.
followed it. Oh my lord. Right, Dragain able to dodge away on the binding there. Drakes are being traded out equally across both of these teams.
Yep. Both two away from that soul. Okay, that one missed. we know for sure.
That's the problem, is we don't know, like, we only know when he hits them now. So we don't know when he misses. Oh!
Well, we know when he misses, because if he doesn't hit, then he misses.
Well, yeah, but if we're not, like, on him when he fires it, we don't know if he's fired it or not.
True.
Ace in the hole is actually doing almost as much damage as Dragain's W, but obviously Dragain's W is on a 11.2 second cooldown, providing he doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
He's actually looking to come over. The team fight's breaking out. The cast gets used, and that's already special on a rampage. Dragain over the wall now, being run down. Deadly's just looking to chase him out. Lands that Void Seeker onto Deadly. A lot of damage has been thrown out. The Graviton will pin them in place as Taxa throws out the cask. Lands onto Jack, but Jack's against the wall, so he just gets bopped in. Dragain looks to continue to poke, and he may just have to flash the wall here. Throws out the W. Does land onto Taxa. A lot of damage out there.
This is so hot. I just see someone just take damage.
Oh! Tax has to go golden. Dragain looking for another W. Clears out the minion away. Is he going to go fishing?
I think this is the worst ability to go invisible, given how Dragain is playing, like with this poke Dark Harvest Kaiser, and we just have to like. It's so frustrating.
I don't know if he fired one or not there.
He did fire one. He did the animation, but he didn't.
Oh, okay.
He didn't hit. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's on cooldown. He's got another one. He's got another one.
That missed.
It hit. It missed. Sorry.
What a fun interaction.
What a timeline we're on.
Just means we can announce whenever they hit. And now Jack Spectre are going to try to take this tower. With Severum, there's a lot of damage to it, but Taxa threatening and special TPing in means he isn't going to be able to get it. And we can take a little stock of the items right now. So Jack Spectre going to recall. Isn't quite on the... Actually, he's going to go for some camps because he isn't quite on the Infinity Edge. But he's got 2 items close to his Spike of 3. Dragain going to go for the Zonyas. So could avoid some of the big burst damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb and the Explosive Cask. We've got special close to the Rabadons. Okay, both of them just definitely missed there.
Well, we can at least see specials are.
Yeah, we'll definitely see that one, or at least the big mark on the ground. And right now, Sendo got the Triforce and the Caulfield, so a lot of CDR, and the Ravenous Hydra is buffed on this is 10.5, so 18% lifesteal, quite a lot. Really, at this point, Battery can't really go up against him in the 1v1. Just going to look to clear waves under tower. 3 items, Deadly as well, gone for the Essence Reaver, so a lot of AD. And then short trap cooldown that you can sort of utilize.
Yeah, Jack with the Hurricane is able to kind of clear through these minions, and in obviously a team fight situation, they'll do a lot of damage. Bot lane actually a bit of a scrap looks to break out between Sendo and Bear Tree. Actually, he's popped the ultimate. Dragain jumps in and slides in for the kill. That's the flash out as they're looking to chase Sendo down. The minion wave means they can't land the W though. Dragain gonna throw it out, gets dodged out by the blast cone, and meanwhile, a fight breaks out topside. The special finds the kill onto Jack Spectra. The bomb's going to land onto Sawyer. The ace in the hole's going to come out.
Oh, he knocks him out of it!
And he snipes him out. Tags him with a clean R. Finds that one around as the W. Dragain actually just continuing to go fishing here. Going to throw out another one.
My
Deadly.
damage.
He's still chasing. He's looking for even more special. Taking these Ws one after the other. Dragain is just landing so many Ws right now. Is he going to land this one? That might be enough to kill. Is dodged away.
Yep.
It's so hard to play an invisible ability.
Yeah, I think it'd make it so much more funny if it actually was invisible. It would just be a nightmare. But conceptually to us, it does look pretty hilarious. But Dragain not able to chain enough together to find some kills, but definitely threatening the amount of poke available to it and the fact that you can chain it so heavily.
Well, it looks like BTXL are going to start up this Cloud Drake. They want to put themselves into Soul Point and Phelan are barreling towards. They want to answer out. All of the members are closing in, and Sendo is on this pit. Sawyer knows it's going on. Jack Spectra's closing in, and I actually just say cheers to the leash, buddy. But we may just see a fight break out. This looks to be brewing up in the area. Raisins throws out the hook, but misses it. The W does land onto Taxa from Dragain, and they get themselves onto Soul Point. Sendo jumps in onto Jack Spectra, trying to find himself the assassination off the ace in the hole. Is going to get cancelled out. Sendo coming through the cast lands, and Dragain jumps onto Sendo. That's going to be the shot down, picked up, and XL are closing in. A binding by Kasing will land, and Sawyer stepping forward. Going to pop the Ragnarok, trying to find the damage onto Deadly, but Deadly's just turning it back around. Dragain looks for the W, looks for the damage onto one. Ace in the hole is going to get used, and that is the end of Dragain. He goes golden into the minefield. Special finds the kill, and Sawyer just looks to peel away from everybody. XL come up massive in the team fight.
And I think the mistake there from Phelan is they commit onto the dragon, but they end up getting trapped in the pit as a result, and it's just special throwing down bombs. They're easily able to collapse. There's a nice engage actually from Sendo. He does trade his life for Jack Spectra.
Kasing flashed forward to make sure he got the kill as well.
Not sure that one's too weird, but I think it's sort of sending a message over to the enemy team. Flash goes down, and BTXL is just going to head straight over to that Baron.
And the key thing here available is Phelan actually had their bases staggered. So while the rest of the team are now respawning from that previous team fight, Sawyer's only just died. Yeah, so even very, very comfortable to take this.
Critically, Dragain isn't there as well. Even without the jungler, Dragain being there is such a threat, as we talked about on this Baron, because you can just eat Void Seekers consistently, applying poke with the magic resist shred as well from Baron. But ultimately, they were unable to contest that because Dragain was still not alive. Sawyer was miles away, and XL picked up pretty free Baron. AK is now the gold lead, and you look at special, godlike, Rabadon's in his pocket with the Oblivion Orb as well. He's doing so much damage right now.
Sonya's Hourglass finished up for Dragain.
Oh, special, he just destroys him here.
Yeah, Sendo's actually going to jump on Dragain. He uses the killer instinct, but he's already been caught out against the wall, and Sendo just mullers him alive. Jack Spectra getting crit out. The bomb comes down, the ace in the hole. Not enough to find the kill. Jack Spectra will live. But shots out the AD carry, killed the mid laner, got Baron buff. XL are going to crack open the base here. Inhibitor has been left open, and Deadly is just chunking out Raisins. The turret gets played down. The Gravitum's going to do a fair amount as Deadly is just so threatening on the Caitlyn right now.
Yeah, the Black Shield means you can't really be threatened in return. You need the sustained damage from Dragain to pop through those Black Shields and chunk the health out. Dragane's not for 15 and they're heading straight towards that top tower. The sieging power of this composition, so incredibly threatening.
Yeah, traps get placed down there. They throw the cask out. They're going to put Sawyer on the front line. They're acing the whole Wilco down as they throw out the bomb as well, but this should just be the end of the turret here. And XL
actually a misplay
to their next inhibitor.
Oh, speaking of a misplay, Deadly nearly going down there.
Yeah, it does actually almost get caught out. They find themselves everything getting layered out here. Almost finds himself a kill. Jack does, but that's the turnaround. A 1-for-1. Kasing picks one up. Special does fall, and Deadly just so confident, so aggressive right now on the Caitlyn.
He's half HP and Dragane's potentially looking.
Jack
Spectre lands a Q. He just net backwards.
He netted in the wrong way, but actually might just throw a trap out, flashes over the wall, tries to find the kill, and Dragane finds himself the shutdown. Now Taxa can get run down. Dragane does have that killer instinct, but he decides not to pull the trigger, doesn't want to go for it, just needs to defend the base with the team.
Yeah, big mistake there, Deadly netting backwards. And actually, the other mistake I was trying to talk about, Sendo looking for a fight here.
Sendo's actually just going to get himself the 1 versus 1, and he's looking to turn it into a little bit more. Gets jumped onto by Dragane, flashes away momentarily, throws out some damage, but he is picked up. Bear Tree gets the kill. Only 2 turrets stand, though, for Phelan right now.
But yeah, the other mistake was Kasing hit a binding on a Jack Spectre and Deadly put a trap underneath it, right? And then Taxa ulted him away before the trap could connect. And it actually meant that Jack Spectre survived when he would have otherwise died. So a little bit of lack of synergy there between XL that allowed them to actually lose 2 members in that situation. Or critically, they lost Caitlyn, and then after that, Sendo alone ends up going down. And now, next Dragon's coming up in less than a minute. Phelan lost all of their inhibitor towers, but still got 2 inhibitors up, so potentially could look to contest this one, but the gold lead's still massive deficit.
"33 minutes on the clock, and Phelan are holding on, but their base is a mess right now. BTXL have done a good job to take all of those structures from them. Only 1 wave of super minions is pouring in, though. So this Dragon is a bit easier to defend because Phelan can just clear it out. Dragane looking to try and find those Void Seekers. The wave clear is very, very effective here. Deadly steps forward, almost gets caught out by the Moonlight Vigil, but a great Black Shield means he won't get caught out by the Graviton.
Just need to look to see who...
100% crit build as well.
Yeah, need to see who applies the poke in this situation, because obviously Special has a ton of it, but so does Dragane, and that's really the critical factor in this situation. Although it looks like BTXL is going to go straight for the Dragon, Sendo getting chased down. Yeah,
Sendo's going to pop the ultimate to try and keep himself alive. Does not have his Riposta. He is just putting space out there. Everybody jumps onto Sendo, and he's the sacrificial lamb. Meanwhile, BTXL are just going to barrel down the mid lane. Maybe they're calling their bluff. Maybe they're just seeing if they can find something. It's Kasing has found out Jack Spectre. Jack actually gets caught out by the chains, and they are on to him. Caitlyn is still alive, and Jack gets caught out by the Cask. He is down. Now they're on to Deadly. Cask is going to buy some space, but Deadly is low, and Bear Tree will find himself a kill. Phelan actually finding themselves a solid teamfight victory here. Dragane misses out on the Void Seeker. Special now has to find the poke, has to find the opening, gets a big old bomb, gets himself a shutdown onto Bear Tree, as that's a double kill for Special. Taxa will take one as in goes Dragane with a Void Seeker with the ultimate, able to find himself a kill. Special flashes forward here, gets himself the charge off, in goes the W, and Special finds the kill.
And this Ziggs is just doing so much damage in these team fights, consistently landing these bouncing bombs. It was a little bit messy there overall from XL, but they're able to capitalize. They got the Dragon out of that one. They get 4 kills. Yes, they lose 3 of their own. XL still ahead. 8k gold up right now in this one. Resets are going to come through though, and we see the Rabadons picked up for Dragane, the Bloodthirster now for Jack Spectre, which is going to actually switch. He did have the Bloodthirster finish, and then he changed his items, so not sure what's going on there, but ultimately a lot of big spikes coming in for Phelan, which could be utilized. There's a lot of gold on the table right now. 14,500 for both Dragane and Jack Spectre, but it's Special and Deadly, almost 17,000. They can get close to their full builds right now. You can see half an item left to be completed, and they're sort of finished out. And so Jack actually didn't go for the Bloodthirster. He wants to make Scimitar. Keeps getting hit by these Morgana bindings, and essentially just spells the end for him, because once that hits, you get Chain CC coming in from either Deadly or Taxa. Very difficult to handle. Now, Sendo potentially looking to challenge Bear Tree. The Fiora this late in the game does a ton of work in the 1v1.
Yeah, he's actually able to instantly jump onto him, even without the executioners calling. Bear Tree just is way too weak here, and XL are just going to start up the Herald, the Baron Nashor. Deadly with 100% crit is just going to mince through this objective. Looks like Phelan are going to come down. They have spotted them out, but that is the Baron already picked up. Special fails to clear the wall.
Yeah, and Sendo
just a long way. Throws out a bomb actually in.
Oh, has a lot of damage. Just on the edge, and it does that much. Remember, Jack Spectre now has magic resist with the Mercurial Scimitar that still did that much. Sendo bought time for them to set up, and now they're pushing into the top side. Phelan, he lands some good poke from Dragain if they want to challenge. But Sawyer almost dead already.
Yeah, and he's going to really struggle to move through those traps as well, as Deadly's able to take out the tower nice and quickly there from Jack. He's going to... Oh, my Lord! Almost one shot onto the backline. Flashes away as the Black Shield on. Bear Tree's just been bucked around in a fight. And that is an easy win here for BTXL as they are going for more. Taking down the support, taking down the mid, taking down everybody on the side of Phelan. Dragain is the only one for the Mega Inferno bomb and the ace in the whole combo. They get the ace. They get the base. 37 minutes on the clock. And BTXL go undefeated in the UKLC regular split.
No team able to close a game out and destroy the Nexus of XL. We definitely had close ones, but ultimately this was not going to be the one. XL 14-0 in the regular season. First place locked in for playoffs. A great season so far. And you have to think back to last year when Fnatic just constantly held that first place position over them. Right now, XL definitely looking like the favorites going into those playoffs.
XL are looking so strong right now. We look at the likes of Deadly, who in that game actually had a pretty rough start. Obviously, there were outside factors in some of that as well, but even outside of that, he had a pretty rough start to that game. It didn't matter. Deadly is always so good at finding himself the farm and the time to kind of get himself into the game and ahead of his enemy AD carry. And he was just doing so much work. Special as well on the Ziggs. Just made it everyone's life so hard. You think you won the team fight, and then suddenly the Mega Inferno bomb just shuts everyone out.
Absolutely. The Ziggs was just untouched. I think that was a critical component here because there was some good team fighting from Phelan at times. There was moments where they found advantages, but it was always special, just untouched, laying out the damage, consistently there, and able to pull XL over the finish line in this one.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there from the side of BTXL. They go 14-0 in the regular split. And what a way to round that out for them. Now, speaking of rounding out the regular split, we have one more game to go here, and it is going to be Enclave versus Barrage. You do not want to miss this one. We'll see you after the break.